You're listening to the Podcast Detroit Network. Visit www.podcastdetroit.com for more information.
Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Miss Mouthy, and welcome back. If you are a new set of lips, welcome. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you tuning into this podcast. And if you're a returning set of lips, make sure that you keep rocking with me week after week. This is your girl, Miss Mouthy. This is the Mouthy Podcast, all about trans women of color here in the city of Detroit, our narratives and experience, and the allies who love and support us. And so, a little weekend recap, you guys. Friday, I don't know what I thought I was doing. I thought I was like young and vibrant. And I went out for my best friend's birthday, and baby, I paid the price. Like Charlie's Angels was up in the building. We wore our little stuff, okay, period. But the next day, baby, I was throwing up and I was like, it was a mess. Like it was a mess. But I also did it first. I got invited to go to an amazing opera show called Blue, and it was about like police brutality and growing up as a Black man. And it hinted on all these different notes of racism, which I really appreciate. And it was an all Black cast. So I was like very here for it. And I was like, maybe I got to get into the arts more. Like I got to go out here and like really divulge myself. But it was amazing. And so, this is episode 39, and I'm going to entitle it Fucking in the Friend Zone, Dating as a Black Woman in the 2021. With my special guest. Special guest, can you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, this is Kriya.
Period.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm so excited to share my experiences with you all. I am a native Detroiter, and I am an advocate. Okay, and I'm a Black woman dating in 2021. So I cannot wait for this conversation. Okay,
yes,
please bring it on. Bring on the heat.
Please. Okay, period. So, first we're gonna do a little icebreaker, so that way we can get a description of what your dating life is like, right? So I guess how would you define your ideal person?
My ideal person would be a leader.
Okay.
They would be very community oriented because my love and my passion is for the community, and I just cannot connect with anyone who's not for that.
Same.
An entrepreneur, because I work crazy hours as an entrepreneur, so that would be completely ideal, but I'm not completely sold on it.
Okay.
And definitely Black. I'm just not moving on that. I have to date a Black man. I love Black men. I'm having the craziest time with them, but I love Black men.
Yeah, we ain't giving up hope yet. We're not giving up hope yet on y'all, okay? So you named like 5 things, right?
Okay.
So we know that a perfect person don't exist.
No, they don't.
So we're gonna subtract 3 of these qualities from that list. So what are your 2 definite qualities that you must have?
Community oriented and Black.
Period. Okay. Period. Okay, so you're an entrepreneur. Tell the people what it is that you do.
Okay, I'm a hairstylist and makeup artist in Detroit.
Period.
Yes. I've been doing this for about, I would say about 11 years.
Okay.
I've been licensed for about 8 years. And I love it. I've been self-employed for a very long time.
The funny thing is, when I posted your flyer, somebody inboxed me like, I went to cosmetology school with her. And
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
Girl, I hope they're still doing it.
Period. So I was like, they actually do. They do one of my close friends' hair. Her name was Willow.
Willow.
Yes.
Okay. I have to go back on there and see. Hey, Willow, girl.
Hey, Willow. But yeah, I was telling her like you should just come on and ask a question to her for about dating.
Oh yeah, she should.
But I guess what age did you really start dating?
I recently just started dating. Well, let me give you a back history to
Okay,
that.
period.
So, I'm 28. So I recently started dating. My mom, she got sick around 2004 with cancer. She still deals with it to this day. And so I was about in middle school, and it was a lot of taking care of different things, and I had to mature very fast.
So
and dating, it's not that I didn't even have the time; it just wasn't on my radar.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated high school, I jumped straight into being self-employed. And if anybody here is self-employed, it takes so much of your time. Like right now, it takes so much of my time. I mean, when I'm working, I can work 12 to 14-hour days straight.
Yeah.
Another thing is, as a Christian, I grew up as a Christian woman. And when I first got into Christianity, it's very strict. It's very strict. And so, I don't think I felt comfortable dating because I felt like I had to hold back so much. You can't be promiscuous. You can't be this, that, and the other. But if anybody follows me now, not to say that I'm promiscuous.
Not that my girl out here popping, okay? But she just said she out here choosing.
And no, it just, first of all, I'm finding myself because you know what? Even being in Christianity, it's a cloak. You can live under a cloak, and that's not really who you are.
Right.
And you got to find yourself even in that. So recently, I just started dating. So I would say I've been dating for about the last, let's say, 3 to 4 years. Let's say that.
Okay, let's start with the best date. We ain't gonna go straight to the worst date, but what's the best date you had?
The best date I had, let me try to think. I think we went downtown. It was just fun because it was just them and that person. And I'm also a Libra, so I'm very romantic. Yes. So it was just being with that person was everything for me. And in actuality, the date was for him because it was a time for him. But I took on that date so much. I enjoyed it so much. We spent the whole time downtown. We ate. We had a good time. It was just really nice.
Because like I'm like you. I'm like a late bloomer. And so I'm just now getting to dating, especially like as a trans woman. Like it's so much stigma around like people just going in public with us and being around us and like introducing us to their close friends or family members. So it leaves me really constricted when it comes to dating, but I'm like, fuck that. I'm not, I'm breaking all the rules. I'm not going to let y'all.
You're breaking out. That's what you're doing. You're breaking out.
Yeah. That's and so my best date I think I've ever had was, at the time I was dating this young man and we were in, Vegas. Ooh. And we went to Top of the World.
He took you to Vegas?
Well, we met in Vegas. He's from New York.
I'm not dating enough. Okay, because what? Downtown Detroit. Okay.
Okay. No. So yeah, I left Detroit, went to Vegas. He met me in Vegas at the time. From New York, and we went to Top of the World, and it was so beautiful. Even though I was terrified, girl, because it was so high up, the room spinning like hell no. Yes. But I enjoyed it. It was sophisticated. It was nice. But he set the bar really, really high for my expectations when it comes to dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, what happened with that relationship? Why did it lead to a relationship?
Yeah, we did date. Okay. It was briefly, but I wasn't healed. I wasn't healed from the things that I had been going through with my child's father. And he was like really so on like marriage, wanting to have kids. And he was like, so you don't want kids with me? Hell no. I'm in the middle of a custody battle. Like, no, I don't want kids with nobody else. But I did have to, after I like started my journey with therapy, I had to go back and apologize to him because regardless to where I was at in my healing, it was never for me to like intentionally damage you or like try and hurt you. And like, you were a good guy. So I didn't want him to become this cold guy that go and hurt another Black woman, you know?
You know what? That's why I kind of put a pause on dating because I'm also in the healing stage. You know, I lost my dad in November and I've been dating on and off. I could say from November to now, I probably only dated about 3 guys.
Okay.
And none of them ended in a relationship. Let's start there.
Let's start there.
But you know what? I think because I just was so needy, I felt like I just needed so much love and comfort. And they just didn't have,
especially at a time where you just lost somebody you're really close to.
Yes, and it's like I want to explain like this is why I'm so needy, but you can't because it's like if
it's
they
too
don't
much
have
too
it,
soon.
It's too much too soon, and so it just didn't go anywhere for that. And one guy, I mean, I talked to him from February until maybe about a month ago.
Okay.
And nothing.
So do you notice this? Because this is my new thing. This is why I entitled it the way I do, because it really frustrates me or infuriates me. Is that like, we live in a time now, or maybe our generation likes to put women in friend zone. And I keep being like, so is it the lack of accountability that I feel like men are being able to move freely and date who they want to date and like potentially still have you on reserve? Or you put me in the friend zone after you accomplish your mission, right? So if the goal was to fuck me, you fuck me and then be like, oh, I think we should be friends. What?
Yeah.
How?
And you know what it is? I honestly, from my experiences, I think that men, especially Black men, need a lot of therapy. So if they put you in the friend zone, it's because they only had intentions to fuck you. Now let's start there. Their intentions was only to fuck you. Now if you withhold yourself from sex from them and they get the hell on, you already knew what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I had did a status on this recently, and like one woman said, we give too much time to people who are emotionally unavailable to us, and we don't move on fast enough because we're trying to wait to see, oh, maybe they'll change, or maybe they'll want me. And honestly, if they wanted you in that capacity, they would have you. But the thing is, it's not that they want someone else in that capacity, is that they're not healed in that capacity either. So they want to fuck around.
Yeah.
They're not ready to settle down, you know?
And it's so hard with like me doing all this internal work on myself and trying to like undo a lot of different trauma and generational curses. And then you have somebody who is like still at the beginning stages of like not even wanting to recognize that one, they could do damage, that they are damaged. And I'm just like, okay, because now get into it. It's been 2 years. I've been fucking with a guy and I'm like, how did I get here? Like, how is it 2 years flew by and I'm not your girlfriend? We're not dating.
We don't want to put a name on it.
Yeah. And I'd be terrified, but like, I don't want to keep tiptoeing around this reality. Like, this is not good enough for me anymore. Like, as I grow, I want to have a partner.
Yeah.
You know, I want more.
Yeah.
So,
you know what they just, I don't know what that is. To me,
and then that's the thing, because what they're gonna do is gonna be a whole lot of comments. Y'all bashing black men, and it's like we love black men, but we're just asking of more when it comes to dating a black man. Like I just feel like the standard is so low when it comes to how they treat women or how they see women or how they view us, and we give so much.
Yeah,
I know me on the first day, I give a hell of a lot. I now start telling guys now, like, okay, the way I might love you or the way I might show up and care for you might be intimidating, because then I had to realize a lot of people have not had organic love just as a person. So when you come like, hey, let me just love on you. How was your day?
That's true.
They like, you clingy.
Yes. They're not. First of all, they know that they can't live up to that. Let's start there. They need healing. And the thing is, he said dated you for 2 years and took the perks of being your boyfriend, but then didn't want to call himself your boyfriend. Because it's, first of all, once I put a title to it, then I'm held to something. You know, I gotta be your man. You know, if you need help, I really gotta stand in and be there. But if you needed help and he didn't come through and you felt the way, he could always say, well, I'm not your man.
Yeah, we just friends.
But you're fucking me.
Yeah.
That's not okay. Yeah. That's not okay.
Because one, I don't fuck my friends. Because if I was fucking my friends, there would be no need for you. Because a lot of my intimacy comes from my friends anyway. I'll go on a date with a friend just to normalize not having a male figure in my life right now, right? But if we was already having sex, what the fuck I need you for?
I know. And I hope men don't feel this way. It's not a bashing thing, but what it is, first of all, any older woman who comes and talks to me about dating today, they for one tell me do not date a black man. They like, you need to get you a white man, you need to get you a Puerto Rican man who gonna take care of you.
So bad.
And they also tell me that if I do date a black man, I need to date 10 to 15 years older than myself. And I think that's a lot. They should understand that they're telling us not to date you.
Yeah.
That's what they're telling us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they like say that for the younger girls that's gonna come up behind you. But also, like, that's not what I want. Like, I feel like when I think about my fantasy, when I think about my reality, I am a firm believer of cultivating what I want. Like, I speak it into reality. And when it comes, I want a black man that's strong enough that the stigma that may come with dating me, he's great. I'm not saying you have to be rich or financially, like, wealthy, but you have to be motivated and not have that lazy mentality of, every time I text you, what you doing? Chilling.
Exactly.
It was a pandemic. You shouldn't be chilling. Okay? You had all the time to chill.
Exactly. And you know what? I think that's another thing, is that they are intimidated. Like a lot of the men I feel like I've talked to, I don't think, first of all, I don't think there's so much as intimidated, but because I come in making a good amount of money and I'm self-sufficient. So like, I'm not asking you to buy me lunch.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you, you know what I mean? I'm not asking you to really do anything. I'm asking for time. I'm asking you to
something that's free, like time, communication. Get to know each other.
But if they're not able to be that for you financially, it's like they feel like they can be your man, and so they don't commit to you in that way. And that's very hard because they tell us as Black women who make good money, they say, you know what, be prepared to date a man who make less than you, because a man who make as much as you or more than you, they're not looking for you, that type of woman. Okay, I'm a date a man who make less than me.
Now which I feel like I'm lowering my standards a little bit. Okay.
Then you get with them and they intimidated as hell. It's like, who wants the independent Black woman? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you could talk about us being masculine all you want to, but we had to become masculine because there was a lack of masculinity in our circle. Yes. So if we had the masculinity around there, we wouldn't have to be masculine. Why would we have to be?
Yeah, and why does being a strong woman make you masculine in the moments that you know what you want, right? Like, if I have to sit here and put oil in my car, change my own gas, shovel off the snow in the winter on my own, I'm not belittling you. It was just the shit I had to do before you came along. Right. Now, and depending on how long we last, this might be the shit I gotta do after you leave. One thing I really think about when I battle with, do I want to be in a relationship? Do I not? It's the loneliness of not having someone. So how do you deal with that loneliness? Because
I'm sad as hell.
Okay. And that's real. For real.
I'm sad as hell. That's what it is. I'm very sad and I'm very lonely, especially going through this because my mom is sick again.
I'm sorry.
And like losing my dad a year ago, it's like I just really needed that comfort and I just couldn't find it. And you know what I'm doing? Like you said, I'm learning to find it in myself because like you were saying earlier about yourself, you was filling voids with stuff.
Yeah.
And we could fill voids with people. And it's like, if they don't have the capacity to fill your cup, you're going to have to come whole. And then hopefully when we be whole, we'll find somebody that's whole. But girl, that loneliness ain't no hoe. Okay.
Okay. So hard. I ain't even going to lie. My dating pool, now that I have declared I'm not looking, have like triple. And I'm like, and also going to new spaces. Going to new spaces have been like, I'm like Dora the fucking Explorer. Like I just go wandering places and living my truth. But I do like them. But I do find that a few of them, after we fuck, be like, oh, I think we should be friends. And like, not to say that I am
just fucking around.
Yeah. But
if that's the case. Okay.
That's the thing. With therapy, I had to learn that like I had a lot of guilt around sex. Right? Like as Black women, we don't get to own our bodies. Yes. They don't get the agency over ourselves. And then like after we done, like how I went about it was like, if I give you the best part of me, you'll see value. Yeah, you'll see value in me. But they like, shit, if she did it to me, she doing it to every nigga. And it's like, no, that's not the case. I'm just wanting you to know this how much I care for you. This is how I want you to.
That I would give myself to you. You know, like I think I heard a quote that said, "Women give sex for love, and men give love for sex." So it's like they'll pretend that they love you.
Yes.
And then women will pretend that I want to have sex with you. But it's because we both want two different things.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing about it. And I hate that shit.
Ooh. and so now my one little new friend that I'm dating, he just like, he just like, yeah, I just think we should be friends. I don't want to like move too fast or I don't want to hurt you, da. But I'm like, you don't have to worry about that because I'm still got a chapter or a book open here because I'm invested in really trying to be with this person. So while you thinking you to catch me out and like, yeah, it's potential there, I really know where I would like to be because I invested 2 years from that. But like you said, we don't walk away and just leave early enough. So I'm like, shit, I should have, as soon as I was like, I want to be your girlfriend. And you was like, I'm not ready. I should have just left your ass alone.
Yeah.
Because they give you all the signs.
Yeah, they do. They do. And you know what? I had to do that too. And once you let them go for sure, you'll know if you're where they want to be.
Yeah.
Too. And if you know that, then it's easy for you to let go. But you're right. But you know what? When I'm dating, I date one at a time. It's hard for me to date multiples at a time. I'm not good. I'm not good with that. I'm terrified of getting caught. I have such a guilt with it.
I start hitting them with their own shit. You my friend. You my friend.
What I need to learn it.
Yeah, you my, and that's sad because I wasn't like that like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I feel like I missed part of like myself. Like I wish I could have in dating been genuine to myself. But the reality is, these experiences shape how you do it. So you become them. Even though I know I don't like them, it's something about that logic that works. That like, shit, I ain't gonna hold no responsibility to you.
Yeah, that's very true too. But you know what? For me, I feel like I just want to. I guess because for me, I'm dating because I'm ready to settle down. I'm not really. I'm not here. I don't want to be dating all these multiple people because
Right.
then I'm gonna be connected I'm gonna like this person for this thing. I'm gonna like that person for that thing, and then I know I'm gonna be confused. It's just the way my heart's set up, and I'm just like I just need one at a time, which is probably immature, but still.
No,
I
it's
feel
really
like
good. I used to be like that. First of all, I didn't even really date, to be honest. Like, I just thought that it was something that like really beautiful women can experience. You know what I
I know.
mean?
I feel you with that record. I feel you with that one. I
Yeah.
felt that way too.
So how do you date? Do you like, are you one of those people like me that like to see people organically in life? Do
Yes.
you rely on a dating app?
I hate the dating app.
Me
I
too.
recently got on a dating app and I got off of it the next day. I
Okay.
couldn't do it because I need to feel your energy, your vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even mind if somebody say, "Oh, I have somebody for you. I want you to meet them." Like, okay, well then let's meet up. Let's go for
Yeah.
coffee or something. But I can't just rely on no online thing. I gotta feel your vibe. I gotta know if I can tell this joke to you or
And you get it,
yeah,
like, yeah.
like you typing and texting, you say a joke, and now they pissed off. They not texting you back.
You're like, what happened? I thought it was being cute.
And a lot of times on online dating, most of the men just really want to hook up. They just really trying to find
That's true.
somebody to fuck, and I'm just not with that junk. It's like,
so why do you think we date? Like, what is the best part of dating for you?
the best part of dating for me is not being alone. To be honest, right
Yeah.
now, it's not being alone, and having somebody be there for me because being an entrepreneur and going through this shit is tough.
Yeah.
But another fun part of dating is that I really want to settle down. I want to have kids and I want to build an empire with somebody. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's so for me, I'm dating for that. You know what I mean?
And so my dating looks a little different. In the
Okay.
beginning, I was trying to equate like where I was on like being attractive, right? Like,
Hey, girl, you are so fun.
oh, thank you.
Girl.
But like, you don't know like how the world perceives
Sees
you.
you.
Yeah. So it was like, okay. But then I started realizing like, bitch, every guy will talk to you. Like, you can't get them all of your attention because now it's not even that like you're beautiful or you like his type. It's because of the access and that like he gonna talk to the next girl 5 minutes
And they
after
fuck
you.
over beautiful women too. Let's start there.
Yeah.
Because look at J-Lo. Look at Beyonce.
Beyonce.
Okay. And Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
These women, especially Kim Kardashian, you done invested in your body.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? The men who's been with her have not been faithful. So it's like it doesn't
what
matter.
can we do? Yeah, like they be like, oh yeah, you're not thin enough, or you go get a BBL and now you thick and you still get cheated on, or you go get you have a lot of money, you still get cheated on. So I'd be like, damn, is it the fact that I shouldn't expect monogamy? My best friend always say this, like, no matter who you are, no matter she do not believe there's a man that can be faithful to any woman. And as I'm going through this experience, I'm kind of like, is my bitch kind of right? Like, I want to prove her wrong so much.
I don't
like,
think that's true. I've met men who are monogamous, but they're very far and few in between.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of men got to get the kinks out, and by the time they get the kinks out, they old. And some men never get the kinks out.
And I don't want that. I want my titties to be sitting up pretty when like I meet my prince. Like, hello, been sitting here waiting for you.
I know, and that's what the thing is. Like, first of all, this is another thing I've always thought about. You do not see white women 40 unmarried, no kids.
Yes.
You do not see Puerto Rican women 40 unmarried, no kids. You
That's
don't
true.
see Asian 40 unmarried. You only are seeing black women with that. And I think it's because black men just really have forgotten what their place is when it comes to relationships and family,
Yes.
and they figure it out, I feel like, so late in life. Not all of them. I won't say all of them, but I would say a lot of them don't figure it out and get the help they need so they can be that. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I talk about the I call it like the dick power, well, the penis power theory that I have, right? So as a young boy, men are always being taught like, just go out there, like just put on a condom. So but we get told, don't get pregnant, don't be having sex. Yeah. So by the time we match up, he didn't have 2 babies in the high school, fresh out of high school, and dealing with trying to be a father at a young age would leave her being a single mother. And then you get to the love of your life. And now we got to deal with the baby mama drama. You got to deal with like because you didn't learn how to actively wait to use your penis when you were like in love
Ready.
or
Yeah.
invested. You just wanted to know how it worked and get the feeling. So I'd be like, damn.
I know, and don't have no self-control. And they aren't, I don't think a lot of black men are taught the importance of connecting with the right one and how that sets you up and sets you apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we as black men and black women, we're growing individually. Like you'll see black men having their own businesses or they're doing their own thing. Then you'll see black women doing their own thing like that. And we're growing like this singularly. But then we see other races like Bill Gates. Before he really got all his power and fame, he connected with Melinda. You know what I mean? Steve Jobs. You'll see, look at Beyonce and Jay-Z. You know, they understand. You understand the power in connecting with the right one. A lot of black men don't understand that. You know what I mean? And they're fucking around. And you're going to get that. You're going to get fuck around energy.
Yeah.
Not just in relationships, but in life. You know what I mean?
Because then even when you're trying to... I feel like I'm so vulnerable this episode. But even when you're trying to, when you see the flaws in him, right?
Yeah.
And you see the shortcomings, and you like, you know what? Fuck that. I'ma still by your side. I'ma still work through it with you. And I know you got it because, like, I just believe in you that fucking much. They feel like you're being funny or you're trying to mother them or something like it's like, no, I'm just trying to be a woman that loves you and supports you. That's it. Motherfucker, you told me you wanted to be a painter. So I went and got the paintbrushes and the gallon of paint.
Exactly.
You told me you wanted to be a carpenter.
Because I'm in a position to do so.
Yeah.
And you're not.
But then if I sat there and I just didn't do shit and I was just like, okay, baby, you would eat the ground I fucking walk on.
I know. It's so funny. It's like, I think what it is with me, I think that's an ego thing. Like I said, they need therapy. It's an ego thing. So it's like, I want to do this on my own. I don't want you to do this for me, but then you're not doing it. I'm sitting here watching you tell me you want to do this, you want to do that, and you sitting on that shit. And it's like, we don't have that kind of time to play.
Because actually we black in America. Like, baby, police brutality, pandemic, like diabetes, pick something. Like, okay.
Just sitting on these goals, sitting on these dreams, sitting on these talents, and I'm sitting here watching you, and I want to invest in you because I want to see you win. I want to see us win together. I want to see you win.
Because then it's going to reciprocate because hopefully if I'm pouring into you, you're going to pour right back into me.
That ain't how that shit work all the time.
Because how we going to talk about interracial dating, right? So then it be the baby mamas, it be the black women that's instilling all this into a black man. And the moment that he makes it, he leaves us. And I hate to say us, but that's the reality of what I see. And when we say that, we come off being bitter, we're angry, we everything other than you just being like, you know what? Actually, don't say that about her because when nobody else was fucking with me, when I was fucking sleeping on the couch or on an air mattress or whatever the situation was before my record deal, she was fucking with me.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And so, like, I don't know. They just...
But black men want to be like white men so bad. Yeah. So it's like a power struggle thing. So it's like, you know, they go after a lot of things they see powerful white men have, you know, and then, you know, of course, they connecting with some powerful black men. They have some of that similar stuff. So it's like they want to look like that. They want to be like that. And they also feel like money buys women.
Yeah.
That's nothing. So that's why when they don't have anything, they probably don't take relationships seriously because they feel like they're not valuable until they have money.
And that's the crazy part because even when the pressures is not even the same when you think about dating. We got to look a certain type of way. They want you to be, even the way they think our eating habits supposed to happen at the first date. Hell no. Nah.
Okay, I'm eating. Because if you can't pay for it, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for yours too. Okay. The last time you heard from
me. Extra butter that, please. But with them,
I'm so irritated. I'm not like that. I'm not that egotistical, but that's so funny.
But they can come big bellies, bald heads, like whatever. Yeah. But if you got either dick in hand or money, it'd be fine. We just be trying to get to know you and connect, but they in their head like, well, shit, is her ass big enough? Like, well, let me wait till she stand up. Or like,
I know. It's like we have to, I'm telling you, they put us on this pedestal. We have to be a certain way. We have to look a certain way. We got to act a certain way. You know what I mean? And that's exhausting. That's why I'm telling black women, it's time for us to love ourselves and be ourselves. It's so important for us to be ourselves and love ourselves. And a lot of times we change because we want to become We want to attract the person that we like. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if we see the person we like liking and heart in certain women pictures, like, oh, what if she got, okay, she look like that, let me try to be like that. Mm-hmm. Hell no, fuck that and fuck him if that's the case.
Yeah.
The case is be yourself and be open to receiving the love that comes to you. A lot of us, we want to control who loves us, and especially if you stuck on somebody who really wasn't giving you the time of day, no way. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. I think a lot of us have these expectations or this picture of this perfect guy. And that shit don't exist, ladies. Like, throw that shit right out the window, because you're going to be chasing down the rabbit hole trying to find him. Or even worse, the thing about the violence that come with dating, that's what always keeps me apprehensive. Like, I'm like, okay, I ain't never had a nigga put his hands on me, but
I know, it scares me.
Yeah, but you run into the wrong one, or you say the wrong thing, just being your free spirited self. And that's not even funny. No, it's not. But it's a real thing. Like, even if you feel like guys can't even emotionally express how they feel, so now they frustrated with you and they beat your ass. I don't want no parts in that, and I'm just trying to love you.
I promise you, I'm done. I'm telling you, you can be anything. You're never gonna beat my ass. Let's start there.
And if you do get to beat my ass, I'm not coming back.
That's the last time.
Yeah, I'm not coming back.
That's the last time you're gonna see me, and I'm calling the cops on my way out, bitch.
Because that's more trauma. That's more trauma. But so many women experience that, and I'm like, damn, did we lose that part, or like love is vested that much that like.
Yeah.
I fear for my life and on a daily basis just being trans, but definitely in a relationship, because he don't want nobody to find out he fucking me.
Yep.
He don't want to. And then we inherently, trans women taking this inherently responsibility of protecting a man's privacy, and I don't want to do that no more. Not to say I want to out him, but I don't think that's my responsibility to yield. Like, you're overly paranoid about somebody seeing you when all they're going to see is a woman and a man together.
Exactly.
So I just
like, exactly. They're like that with plus size black women as well. They're like that with me. It's like, it's a fetish. They want to fuck us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? When you look up on porn sites, the most researched thing is what Ebony BBW. Yes. You know, but then when it comes to having a real relationship with a lot of plus size women, those men just really want to fuck you. You know, to be honest, it's like a fetish. You know,
and I think it's comparable to like being a dark skinned woman, right? Like they expect us to have low self esteem and shit, and they be like, actually, I'm confident with being a plus size woman, and I'm also confident with being a dark skinned woman. Like they try and have these things like, I'm gonna prey on her ass because she a big girl,
and she gonna deal with anything. She gonna deal with anything, and we're not dealing with anything. And that's another thing that I vowed with the last person I was talking. Well, not the last person I was talking to, but just period. This last year when I decided I was going to get back into dating, I'm like, I'm not having sex with anybody until I know for a fact we is what it is. If you can't put a name on it, you can't get in between anything that I got going on. And I've stood on that. And I literally, out of all the men I've dated, I've not had sex with any of them. Good. Because they you don't want to put a name on it, but you want to fuck me, and that's not okay.
And now I'm emotionally attached, and I keep coming back to you because I only want to have one person on my body count. Like,
I've had any of them men pay my bills. I haven't had any of them, you know what I mean, bring me lunch. Mm-hmm. So it's like, hell no, you can't do the bare minimum. The bare minimum is bullshit. And if all you got to offer is bullshit, then you got to get the hell away from me.
And I realized that I like fell into this like therapeutic therapist. Like they want you to be
a therapist. They do. I told the last guy I was talking to that he need to go to therapy.
Yeah, like you think you about to sit here for 45 minutes and talk to me about the old bitch or somebody who did you wrong, and it's just like,
oh, he don't love you. He's telling you about his old bitch. Man, you know what? I'm not thinking about it. Damn.
Yeah, they did it to you. They did it to you. They do. They started the conversation off like, yeah, my last bitch, and hold up. I'm not in the space for that emotional labor today.
Exactly. Okay. And it's not a bad thing to tell somebody, because I'm in therapy myself. I tell myself I need to go my ass to therapy. Yeah. I've told, men have reached out recently to date me. I'm not in a place to date anymore. Mm-hmm. I need to get myself emotionally, you know, there to be able to date you and to give you my full attention. Right now I'm healing and I can't do that. I'm trying to find myself. You know, I lost myself with all this damn trauma. Yeah. And I'm trying to find myself again. You know?
I'll be telling guys, like, I tell each and every one, I'm like, look, I got trust issues. Okay. And they'll tell you whatever.
I'm guarded.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I hear you, but I'm telling you I got trust issue. Mm-hmm. So if you want to date me, the biggest thing you could do is always give me reassurance. Yeah. Reassure me that you're still interested, we're connected. Right. Like, I'm still that girl that you got eyes for. But when you don't, Now I'm wondering, what the fuck you doing?
Exactly, because and don't feel like they're reassuring no other bitch, because they don't have the reassurance in them. Period. They're not reassuring anybody. They're fucking around. They're the games they're running on you. They're running on all the women that they're talking to at that time. Okay,
talk about it.
Let's say that,
because they've been playing from the same playbook from the 1990s. Okay. I don't know why everything is the 90s.
It ain't even that hard, because we done got ran the game on us. But okay. Still.
But it's the thing that when I feel like guys who want to date me compare trans women to cis women, and they'd be like, no, nigga, you just don't know how to treat no woman. It don't even matter. You get what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to put us up against each other or pin us against. No, it ain't about all that. It's about you either not respecting the relationship that you're in, not being honest with communication. And a lot of men has told me this, like, well, she just won't listen. Well, then maybe that's not the relationship for you. Now, if you can't sit your partner down and say, hey, I got this attraction to trans women, and I want to express that to you, because you might see on my phone some Pornhub or whatever. Right. Let's talk about it, because she might want to strap your ass on, or, but give her that option. Exactly. And if not, we always like to be like, oh, shit, we too far in. We got kids together. We got a house. But it's not what he wants. He's not what he wants. But then I gotta suffer behind that.
Exactly. Exactly. And like you said, a lot of men haven't been genuinely loved by women. So they don't understand affection. They don't understand how to I don't know how to show affection, how to show love, how to receive love. And that therapy is really going to help them,
Yeah. And mothers play a big part. Y'all start setting these men up for unreal expectations with these women. Y'all keep trying to fill these voids of him not having a father in the home. Yeah. And then the only woman he's ever going to respect and honor be you. And then he come across us, and it's just like, well, you missed the whole part of letting him know to respect other women. Yeah. Or he get engaged or get married and bring a woman home, and now you feel like you're in competition. Yeah. No.
And another thing is, a lot of women have men in their homes who don't genuinely love them. Let's start there. Yeah. And so they are not loving in that way. You know what I mean? And it shows to their kids. Yeah. A lot of people have, I don't know. They have love issues for that reasons too. Yeah. They haven't seen their mom properly loved. Their mom don't have the affection and love to show them, so they don't have it either. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And it just be this household full of empty ass hearts.
I know, and that's hard, because especially if you are a lover and you want to love on somebody, it's hard to sit there and hold on and love on somebody who just don't have it in them to love you back like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So lately, I just been going on dates like to myself. Like take myself, like I take myself out on dates, because then it helps me understand what I like. Yeah. It makes me feel like, one, I understand how big the world is. Like, okay, bitch, you ain't never been to this little sushi place. Go here, enjoy it. Exactly. But any reason to get me dressed up and get me out the house, I'm here for it. Yeah. And I hate that like everything is centered around patriarch and like a male perspective and all of that, and it just be like, we actually are the prize, like, and it should be the other way around. Sometimes I get so annoyed with having to sit with my girls and discuss the fuck shit that men be when they don't care enough. They out there living like their lives and being like, yeah, that bitch gonna call me or whatever. And they be like, what I do on that Hennessy night?
Listen, okay.
I call that ass. Hey, baby.
Like, you know what? Hell no, I gotta stop. Listen, last time I got drunk, I was a crying ass mess, and I'm not trying to go to that no more.
Okay. But I think it's something like, I don't know, because I look at the older generation and they've been married for 25 years and this, that, and third, and it's like, shit, is we ever really gonna get there? Because they start young, and granted, they may not have always done things the right way, but courting was required,
and it was important. Like I said before, they understood the importance of connecting with women or whoever they're connecting with. They understood the importance of that and how that leveled them up. Like, they're gonna work all day. Who's gonna clean the house? Who's gonna cook the food? Who's gonna raise the kids? Yeah, they knew that they needed that kind of support, so they connected in that aspect. But these men today, I don't know.
Do you think music has a big influence on?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I wish they could see me say that. Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
All this Meg Thee Stallion and City Girl shit. And what's crazy is men are comparing regular women to that. And them women is in relationships. You know what I mean? They talk about the city high life, but then they in regular relationships. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like a false narrative that people trying to live up to. Hi.
So yeah, but I even think about. So I was saying on the counterpart because I'm so like I love my city girls and my babes and
I do too.
Because they uplift me to make me feel like, well, bitch, you a bad bitch and you got it and you gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think about like way back in the day where like the girls was shaking that ass on Daisy Dukes and it was Freakniks and all that. But then when we do it, it's just like, oh, thought ass bitch, I ain't nobody gonna ever wife you. Like I had a guy who I was talking to was like, I would never marry a Megan Thee Stallion type of girl, and I was just like, why wouldn't you? Like she's beautiful, she's smart, she's got her own career. I was like, don't think that she's all day, every day. She's not doing that.
And if she was, and she still was handling her business, then that was still okay.
She in college, like she fucking got to go to business meetings. She got to bring in herself, like, and she's a woman in the industry. That shit is never easy. So I'm like, you got to give her a little bit more credit than what you
I know
giving her. But she just talk about sex and her pussy and da. But y'all talk about bitches sucking your dick all the time.
All day. That's all we have to hear. I mean, back in there from Uncle Luke to Lil Wayne to everybody now. Everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad. I think it's not even just the lyrics, but it's the culture around music. You know, how it's kind of like we sleeping around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like for a long time, like even in my 20s, I lost sight of like having respect for my body because it was like that's what was cool. Like it was cool to like have sex and hook up with a nigga and da. But even then, nah, where the nigga at?
I know.
Where he done ran off with all my shit. Now it makes sense what she was saying in that. Now you done ran off with all my shit.
Girl, listen.
But it's something to say that now I just want to have somebody who find value in me the way I find value in me.
I know. Exactly. And it's, they have to find value in themselves to be able to see it in anybody else. And I think that's just what it is right now.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So who do you go to when you used to, like when you were dating, to get relationship advice?
I go to all my girlfriends. Okay. My girlfriends are really good and they're experts in this shit. Okay. Right. And they telling me when I need to fall back. They telling me when, he on some bullshit, you need to just fall in. This and the other. They tell me, give him a chance. He sound cool. So, I kind of lean on my girlfriends.
You need your girlfriends in the dating process. Because even yesterday, me and Charlie's Angel, we call it Charlie's Angel. We sat around each other and like, we all have different tastes in men. We all like have different approaches to how we date and what we are dating for. But, it'd be good because sometimes I have to take a tip from one and then tip from the other and be like, okay, let me apply this to the next situation I get in.
I know, and experience is the best too. You kind of learn. You learn yourself. You learn how to deal with stuff. You learn triggers. You learn what you're gonna deal with. Experience to me is the best teacher when it comes to dating because when you tell your girlfriend, sometimes you don't tell them every little thing. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you holding back some shit, but experience in itself will tell you.
Okay, but speaking of experience, what's the longest relationship you had?
I have not had any long relationships. I have not had any relationships, to be honest. I think I've only talked to people. And what's so crazy is the guy who I was talking to last night, he was like, when was your last relationship? I'm like, it lasted about 6 months. He was like, that's still like talking. I'm like, well, I guess I only be talking to people.
Yeah.
I know. What about you? Tell me about yours.
My longest relationship was 4 years with my child's father.
4 years? Yes. And, so why didn't it work?
It did not work for several reasons, right? Like we were young.
Okay.
I think we were both trying to feel what love was like. We took each other virginity.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like we had a baby. The pressures of like us trying to find out what life was like, right? Like how to keep the bills, how to run a home, how to pay rent. Then you experience like homeless through this relationship. So I'm processing it like I'm a ride of that bitch. I got your back. We gonna thug it out and we gonna get to the top, right? That ain't what we got down. He said, I'm going to the next bitch that got it popping and she got her own shit established and I'm gonna leave you the fuck alone and I'm gonna take our daughter with me. But I learned so many things. That relationship was supposed to break me and it did break me, but it built me too.
I was about to say it molded you. Yeah, like that one did. And sometimes you gotta be broken.
Yeah, like it was and then I learned a lot about myself. I was never a cheater until I got in that relationship. But yeah, I'm honest.
Do you want to be a cheater?
No. But I do recognize now that when people say cheating was for a reason, it's different variants, but it does not make it right. I feel like you should always, now that I'm older, you should always communicate. And that's the thing. A lot of people are really hard with having difficult conversations, especially in relationships, and they don't want to take that guilt on hurting someone. But I think you have to always leave people with the option of really seeing it for what it is. So if I had to be in a relationship, it has to be true and it has to be real about, I don't want this no more, or I want you to fuck me like this, or you came quick the last time, whatever it is.
Being open and
honest. Because either you're for me or you're not. And I don't want to wait until 10 years from now till I find out, like, I've been living a lie this whole time. That's where I was at in that relationship. Like, shit, I've been living a lie this whole time. Like, this is not for me. But you'll put yourself on the back burner just to say that you're with someone, right? The pressures of friends and family saying like, oh, y'all so cute together. Y'all deserve each other. Da, da, da. Y'all my like couple goals or whatever the fuck. Don't put that type of pressure on nobody.
No, I agree. I don't see nobody as couple goals, but I do see certain things in certain couples that I like. Like I like how Beyonce and Jay-Z put their empires together and they built something. You know what I mean?
You know who my couple who I love and adore that people don't talk about? It's a lot of them, but two. My top two is always Tamia and Grant Hill.
Okay.
And I love Remy and Papoose.
I love Remy and Pap. Oh my god, I love how Pap loves Rem. That's what I love.
Yes.
I love that. So it's like different parts of relationships you do like.
Yeah.
It's like I like that a lot, you know.
Yeah.
It's just certain.
But like you said, with B and J, like I love their hustle, what they show up for. And what I really love is that she's a prime example on how relationships may not be perfect.
Yeah.
If you put in the work to fix it or want to see it past the situation. Because a lot of us are end all be all be cheating.
Yeah.
And we go running for the hills. I don't want to be a runner. Like, if I love you, my love don't come on conditions. Like, I love you up until you fuck her. Nah. We gonna have to understand why you fuck her. And like, do you continue to keep fucking her? Like, what's your expectations with this relationship?
I feel like that's a deal breaker for me. Cheating is a deal breaker. I'd rather you say, I'm not feeling this and I'm walking away.
Yeah.
But to get into somebody else's bed, to get in somebody else's body, to share and exchange like that, that's personal. You know what I mean?
And see, mine's is like,
that's bullshit.
Violence. My end all be, don't put your hands on me.
That too. Now you put your hands on me. That too. It's like violence and cheating. It's like those are ultimate deal breakers for me. I'm walking away, and I'm promise you that I'm done.
I promise you, like cheating, I wouldn't walk away the first time.
Maybe not the first time, but you know, I don't know. It would have to be some okay. You gonna have to make that shit up for me because I'm not like that because I'm too much of a loyal
It's like
person.
Who you cheating with? Why did you cheat? Okay, because one, boom.
And we all got options. You think that's the thing. Men think they're the only ones who got options. Okay,
you gotta talk about it.
Everybody got options. Men think that it's just women lining up to suck their dick. Let me explain something to you, babe. When I'm in a relationship with somebody or talking whatever, you know how many men I'm turned down just to talk to you right there at this moment.
Come on,
like are you out of your mind?
I don't like when they flip the script, right? It'd be like, yeah, all women do this or all women can't be faithful and da-da-da. And you go, because I felt this how he got me for 2 years. This how he got me with that bullshit. See? Kept saying that. And here I am trying to prove to you, like, I'm a good woman. I got quality. Look at me. When the whole time, you didn't even want a good woman with quality.
Yep.
You didn't even care about if a woman cheated on you or not because you was never going to invest yourself in a relationship.
Period. And that's what it is. And that's what it is. And that's why once you see that fuck shit, that's when you got to get the hell on. Okay. Yeah. And you got to get the hell on quick. And that's why it's okay to let a person know up front, this is what I'm here for. If you're not here for that, I don't even want to get invested because I'll get invested. And then it's like, no, it's me and you until the end.
Okay. And that's the thing. It's levels to the shit. Like, if you gonna leave me, so when we start, it was the progression. When we started, you came over my house. Then you started buying hotel rooms, and I never did that. I was never a hotel room type girl because I was like, you making me feel like, oh, but okay, hotel. You said it's date night. Okay, hotel night. Now you bring me to your home. And what I also liked it was that at the time, everything that you kept saying you wanted, you achieved. You was like, I'm gonna get me a motorcycle. I'm about to get me another car. And you was doing that shit, so it was turning me on. Then you was like, I'm gonna get me a house. You got a house? You brought me to your house. Ain't no man ever did that for me. Okay. So now I'm like, oh, you setting the bar. You're like, you really progressing this shit to something different. Okay. And now we here, and I'm so used to your house, but now I'm not liking your house because now I'm still established, right? I still got my house to go to, and like summer come. I say, you ain't got no AC.
Oh hell no! He ain't even investing in your little property.
Yeah. I'm not gonna play. So you want me to come over here and be hot? Like, no, it's too much of the give for me. Yeah. And noticing your control that you're not really to compromise. Yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and a lot of men aren't going to compromise. First of all, a lot of men that you meet, the way they are, is probably how they're going to always be. Yeah. And that's why, first of all, they come to us as they are. I don't know why we feel the need to be changing, acting pretty, acting like we, you know what I mean, showing all this. They come as they are, and we be accepting that whack shit. And with that, listen.
Okay, and the Barbie solo. But
girl, and they be on to the next real quick. And somebody who a little dustier and they don't give a damn, okay? Because whatever it is.
And I made a status about that. Don't be a bum for me and a boss for her. See? You go and you ain't never got with me because you see me polished or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Then you go and you go invest all this and like help her, free her, lift her up. And she don't want shit from you. Nope. Don't even want to be with you.
That's why I'd be like, okay, I'm doing so.
I'm
doing so.
Okay.
So good.
So, Priya, leave us with a message for the young women that may be dating or going to date. What message would you leave them with dating?
I would leave them with, first of all, be yourself. Don't feel like you have to live up to any social media standards. Yes. If you are whatever you are, I promise you, it's somebody attracted to that and they want that. And also, do not waste time on men who pretend to be emotionally unavailable, because that's a sign that they only want one thing, probably, or that they are weighing their options, and you don't want to be an option. You know what I mean? Another thing is set the tone. If you know you want something serious, then settle down with something serious, but don't want something serious and get with a playboy thinking you can change them. You can't change. People aren't trying to change. If they're in the playboy mode, they're in that mode. They're not trying to change. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
And let that shit go, and you know what? If you're hurting right now, take the time to heal. Don't keep going from relationship to relationship trying to fill a void. That void is there to show you that you need to feel that. Okay, go to therapy, love on yourself, do some self-love, do like Raquel said, date yourself, go out with the Charlie's Angels, and enjoy yourselves. Period.
I had such a good time with you. I hate that an hour just go by that quick.
That was so fast.
But we gonna definitely have you back.
Yes,
period.
Please.
So y'all know I like to do Mouthy mentions where I highlight a Black business here in Detroit. And so today I'm going to do Bright Star Boutique. Okay. LLC. And so this is where this dress came from. She got a lot of beautiful pieces, very reasonable. So please check her out. She's on Facebook, on Instagram, and Mouthy message. Yes, with dating, never settle.
Period.
Never settle. It is really important to know that what you believe you can attract exists. If you want the man to be 6 foot, wait for it. I promise you, the more time that you take to just invest in yourself and love in yourself, you attract something that probably extend your wildest dreams, to be honest, and it's not always about a relationship. Don't equate your self-worth if you are in or not in a relationship. You are worthy regardless if the person is with you or choosing them to be like, because they got their own shit they handling. So, love yourself.
Period.
That is what's important, is to love yourself and like grow yourself. Like grow yourself into the person that you want somebody else to love. Like how can you be imagining this ideal person and you still that ratchet ghetto ass girl that's like, I ain't hearing shit from nobody. Nope. He gonna be like,
you gonna keep attracting that.
Yeah, I can't even have a conversation with her ass.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So with this being said, it's your girl, Miss Mouthy. And even when you don't see me, you what? You hear me. Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh.
so good.
Girl.
I don't know how to stop this. Okay.
Okay, and we got some comments on there. We need to get on there.
I know.
I think they wanted us to answer some of the questions, but I was looking at some of them
yeah,
on
normally
there.
he here to let me know, like, hey, it's a comment.
Oh, dang. I was looking. I should have told you because I did see one person comment. I think a black man's comment on there. Oh, they loved it. I'm so happy.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't even get to see the live. So they was able to see us and watch us?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, I think we need to stop it. Okay, are you done? Oh, yeah, because we still going live.
I'm doing so.
Okay.